Hey everyone, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with the second part of this two-part video series. In this one, I'm going to take a look at my 10 most expensive items according to Discogs. I'm ripping off Metal Mickey, like I said before, and I think this is going to show off the irrationality of music collectors, or at least some of them, because some of these prices for some of this stuff, I didn't pay it and I wouldn't pay it, but if somebody really wants to give me that much for these, hey, I'll take it. And it kind of reminds me of my other hobby, collecting. Now, I know I don't talk about it too much on this channel, but I have sometimes. I collect Transformers as well as music. And some of my most expensive Transformers, I don't know if they're still worth this or not, but I know some of my Transformers have been at some points worth like $700 or $800. Um, which is quite a bit. It's actually a lot more than what my most expensive album is worth. But I would never pay $700 for a Transformer any more than I would pay $100 and some odd dollars for any album. I just wouldn't do it. So with that out of the way, let's talk about these albums. My number 10 most expensive album is... I gotta reach down and get these because I got some records and CDs. Number 10 is, surprisingly, Suicidal Tendencies, Free Your Soul and Save My Mind. I paid like $5 or $6 for this, I believe. And the most it has ever sold for on Discogs is $49.99, or 1 penny less than $50. The lowest it's ever sold for is $7.49, and the average seems to be about $10. So the guy that paid $50 for this, don't know what he was thinking, but somebody did. I think this is a very fine album, but certainly not worth $50. Anyway, moving on. That's number 10. Number 9 is... this one went for $50 even, apparently, at its highest price. So, whatever. That is Ghosts Melioria. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Most it's ever went for is $50. Average is $20. Lowest is $8. So there you go. There's my number 9. Number 8. Most it's ever went for is $50. Median is $9.95. Lowest is $4. Tools Enema. I can kind of see why this might be worth something if it's out of print, plus with the unique album cover. I can see how the physical release of this might be worth something. This is actually a first pressing from back in the day. I bought this when it came out, so there you go. And strangely enough, the place I bought it was a local video store. You kids don't know what video stores are. They're these bizarre places us old people went to rent movies back in the day, but they also would sell CDs and stuff sometimes, and that's actually where I got this. So, anyway, moving on. Next one is... this one went for $53.57. The average is $11.10, and the lowest is $8, and that is Suicidal Tendencies 13. Again, a very fine album, but I don't know why anyone would pay $53 for this, but someone did. So there you go. Moving on. This one, the most it's ever sold for is close to $60 at $59.29. The average seems to be about $20, which I guess is maybe about right. And the lowest is $3.50, and that is Michael Jackson's History. I think I paid, $5 or $6 for this at a flea market fairly recently. I haven't had this a super long time, but there you go. Was that the top 5? Yep. That was the top 5. So we're closing in on number 4 now. And our first actual record, this one sold for quite a bit more at one point, $78.35, probably for, one that's in a lot better condition than the one I'm about to show you. The average seems to be about $12.50, and the low is $4. and that is Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare. I paid $9.99 for this, if you could see that. So there you go. That's there's that one. That's my number 4. Going on to number 3. The most. This is. Or I'm sorry. That was number 5. Going on to number 4. Jeez, I can't count today. Is another record. This one, the most it's ever went for is $83. I think I paid $20 for this new, or $15. It is a reissue, by the way. It's not even an original press. It averages about $35. And the lowest ever sold for was a penny. Man, maybe that one was just in really terrible condition. Who knows? And that is Sabbath Bloody Sabbath reissue. So there you go. So moving on to number 3. This is an early album, and this version of extremely influential metal band. This has been out of print for quite a while. I know I bought this. God, when did I buy this? I don't know. Probably in the 80s or 90s. Probably early 90s, because I wasn't collecting CDs in the 80s. So I more than likely bought this in the early 90s. So what is it? Why is Iron Maiden's Killers, of course. Castle Records, 2 CD version. Just to show you kind of, what it looks like. And apparently this is pretty rare. And yeah, the most, like I said, somebody paid for this thing, $89. I would not pay $89 for this. I would just get a different version of Killers. But hey, average is $37, so not bad, right? Okay. Number 2. Ooh, we're moving on up. My number 2 item is a live set. And I can't imagine spending this, but I'm saying about all of these, so whatever. The most it ever went for was $141.10. The average seems to be about $32, and the low is $20. And that is the CD and DVD version of Metallica's Live Shit Binge and Purge. There it is. Okay, and drum roll, the most expensive item in my collection is a record, and it went for $175. It seems to averagely go for about $40, and the minimum is $16.32. I paid $10 for this when I got it. It was one of the first records I ever actually bought with my turntable. I've only had this a few years, and that is Iron Maiden Number of the Beast picture disc. So it's cool, but I can't imagine paying $175 for this thing. So that's it. Those are my top 10 most expensive ones. Real quick, just for fun, I'm going to take a look and see what's sold for the median, what the median price is, my 10 most expensive. And we're going to see how much overlap I have between them. Okay, so in the top 10 that, sell for median, I guess, cost, we got, I'll just show them off here. Looks like we got this. The top couple are the same. We got Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. We got Killers. We got Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. We got Binge and Purge. Next one, though, didn't even make my top 10 list. Sacred Reich, The American Way, sells for $30. I have 9 Inch Nails vinyl that sells for $30 on average. Queen the Game that I have on CD sells for about $28. Death Symbolic, $25. Metallica's vinyl, the Black Album's $25. So some of these things, the median on them is quite a bit more. Megadeth's Rest in Peace, $22 for the median, and Judas Priest Stained Class vinyl for $20. So just because something sold for a crazy amount of money once doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen again. And it just shows that the price on this stuff definitely doesn't seem to be very stable. So anyway, I had a lot of fun making this video in addition to my first one, my 10 least expensive items. And I want to give a giant shout out and thank you to Metal Mickey for inspiring me to rip you off and make these videos. And I hope everyone enjoyed them. Let me know in the comments below which one of these you have in your collection, if you would spend any of these prices that I've said for any of these. So that's pretty much it. Let me know the most you've ever paid for a record or a CD. I think the most I've ever paid, let's see. I guess did forget in my last video to say the least I've ever paid for a CD. The least I've ever paid for like a record is like $1.50. Those are the cheapest album/records I've ever bought. So, but that's not really remarkable. Let's see, the most expensive, the most I've ever spent on an album. Well, probably about $20 is the most I've ever spent on any album. And of course, those are vinyl records because those tend to be more expensive than CDs. So I think the most I've ever spent on a vinyl record is about roughly around $20, give or take a few bucks, maybe 22, something like that. So on a single album, I've never spent big money in my life. The most I've ever spent on one singular music release, though, was a box set, and it actually is related to what I showed off. I used to have the VHS version of this back in the day. I don't have it anymore. The box got destroyed over the years. The VHS tapes are floating out there in the universe somewhere. Who the hell knows? And I paid $80 for that back in the day. It's probably the most I've ever spent on any singular music release in my life. And I don't know if I'll ever spend that much again. So we'll see. But anyway, that's it. I hope you guys like this. As always, live longer, prosper, keep on rocking, and I'll see you guys next time.